Hey there, in this video we will go through the Jupyter Notebook environment. Once you launch Jupyter, you should be presented with this page. On the left you'll have some folders, and some of these folders are connected to folders on your computer. I also have some files right here. You shouldn't have this or have files if this is the first time you're launching Jupyter Notebook. This is because I created these files. Since you'll be working with Python, you may choose to create a folder where you save all your Python files. To do that, click on New and click Folder. Right here, your Untitled folder is created for you. I'll check the box next to that file, to the folder, click on Rename, and I can call this my Python folder. Click on Rename, and now you can see that this folder has been renamed and created for you. To create a file, a Python file, we can go inside of this folder, and now we can have all our Python files stored inside of this folder. To create a new Python file, click on New, click on Python 3, and the new page will be launched, which will be a new file. And this is where we write our Python codes. We have some menu at the top that drops down. We have some shortcuts, and we have a cell, and this is typically where you would type your Python codes. Let's go through some of the drop-down menu. When you click on File, we have so right here we can also create a new Python file. We can open an existing one, make a copy, save, and rename. And what we can do is we can choose a name for this file. Let's say we can call this my first. I'm just going to call this my first script. When you click on rename, you see that that name changes. We can also create or choose a name for the file by clicking File. And right now, because it's named, we can just click on rename, and if we want, we can call this let's say my first Python code, and then click on rename. If we click on edit, within edit we can cut a cell, we can copy a cell, we can merge a cell, and again there's a bunch of things we can do right here. And on the view, this helps us to toggle the headers. And if we click on insert, we can insert a cell above or below. So if I click below, you see a new cell is inserted. Let's say I'm gonna write 1 + 2. Now, if we want to execute this query or this expression, there are a couple of ways we can do that. We can either click on Run, which gives us the answer 3, or let's say 2 + 4. I can also enter Shift, so press Shift and Enter on your keyboard, and that runs that cell. So either you use the run icon right here, or you can use Shift and Enter on your keyboard, or Command Enter on your keyboard. And of course, we can also run the cell by using this drop down, but of course this would be faster or just entering Shift Enter on your keyboard. Kernel is an important menu because sometimes if you accidentally run the wrong code or you make certain changes within your code, it could crash Jupyter Notebook. And what happens is that you may notice that Jupyter is non-responsive, or it takes longer than usual for a code to be executed. You can refresh Jupyter Notebook by restarting kernel, and all you need to do is click on kernel, and you have the option to simply restart. You can restart and clear the output. You can also just restart and run all the cells. So anytime you notice that nothing is happening within your Jupyter Notebook, simply go to kernel and restart Jupyter Notebook. If we look at help, this will, if you want to learn some of the keyboard shortcuts, you can click on this option. So you have all those different options for you to learn about Jupyter Notebook. And now one shortcut I would like to also show you is earlier on we saw how to insert a new cell above or below. You can also use a keyboard shortcut to do that. For that, first press escape on your keyboard, and what happens is that you see that this color changes to blue, which is a command mode. Once we are in the command mode, if you want to create a cell above the cell, all you need to do is enter A on your keyboard, and a new cell is, and that might not be clear now, but I'm just going to copy this and paste this again. So let's say we want to insert a new cell above. We just we press escape to go to the command mode, and when we press A, now we can see that a new cell has been inserted above. If we want to insert a new cell below, again we click escape to switch to command mode, and now we press B, the key B on your keyboard, and a new cell is inserted below. Another thing I would like to show you is, if you look at this box, it shows you that we're right now in a code mode, which means we are typing whatever is in the cell is expected to be a code. Well, there might be times that we just want to type a header. I might want to say, and I'm just going to type some random, so my first Python. And right now, if this is not a code, I can change this to Markdown. And what happens is that Python will not interpret this as a code. So you can sort of use this as a header, if you will. And now if you want to then write something which is a code, then all we need to do is switch this to code, which it is now. Jupyter Notebook automatically saves your script, so you, for the most part, won't have to worry about saving your script once you type any code, but you can always click on the save icon to do that. To close Jupyter Notebook, all you need to do is click on File, and you can click Close and Alt, and that closes that file. You can return to the main screen by clicking on the link to root folder, and this brings you back to the main folders, or to the main screen.